Hey guys, welcome back to a new type of series. This is going to be my first in a couple of episodes. I'm going to be calling it Parkitect University. And the first episode is going to be about making mountains or mountain ranges, or you can make piles of rocks with vanilla assets and also with no mods, including construction anarchy. So that is off for this entire build. So I'll just show you some key things to use said shapes. So let's get started on to doing a couple first things. So building a mountain needs to be more like of a random type of thing. So I'm going to already have placed out all the things that we'll be using in this video. So here are all 9 rocks that we have available for us without the DLC also. So this is just our normal rocks. I use shapes and some border cylinder, and then barrel mound, and then all these shrubs I use to decorate after I build said mountain, depending on the, environment we're going for. But I want to do some very simple piles of rocks, and then I'll show you some more advanced rocks that I built earlier, and I'll show you those in a second. So let's just start off with a rule of thumb. I'm going to pick 3 rocks out of the 9 here to build myself a pile. So I want to pick this one, maybe this one. This one's a good one, and I do like this one in the center. I wanted to use a different one this time. Let's do this one. So not as pointy of a mountain. So first things first is to give ourselves a central mountain. So we're going to resize this pretty large. Actually, we're going to resize in the window too, it's easier sometimes. So we'll resize to maybe a 2. And there we go, we got ourselves a pretty large mountain. And then here is a little rock. The size is a little bit big, and we'll just put it inside the mountain, or inside this rock to give it some different ledges. Then if I want to continue messing around with that, I can do a little bit of this here at the bottom. And a little bit like this here. And so now it looks like a little slope gradual downward. Now let's go take our little rock. This little rock doesn't expand this big, so it goes about this big, 5. I use these rocks more of as a filler, so I'll do a little bit down here. We'll see. This works too, but sometimes I don't like that, but I'll make little steps. I'll do little outcrops actually on the insides like this. I'm always rotating, so that's always a key thing to do. But with only 3 rocks, I got myself a pretty interesting looking rock. Now if I want to make it look taller, I'll go for the same rock that I did before, the big one, and I'll resize it to be smaller so that I can indent it, and then you kind of do this little step. And I'll do a little bit more of these on the sides to give it some more depth. I'm also going for like a little bit of weird oblong shape. And I go in for something like this and kind of just stack them apart. And this is usually how a mountain goes, and it kind of just builds upon itself. So now we'll just add some bushes just to add some accents to give it some more life. And it's a mountain, it needs some trees and bushes and all that cool stuff. So also don't be afraid to lift them up and kind of just place them inside the rock. Again, this is all free forming and no construction anarchy, so just to show you can do things. And then adding a little bits of the different plants and things like this too also help too. So just do a little bit of that. It adds a little bit of a depth. Also color also is very important. So let's do a different darker gray, not too much, just a little bit flops here and there. Not too many places, just to give it some depth. And there you go, you have yourself a simple little mountain. And I think it looks cool. Now let's add some trees actually. Let's just do that just for fun. Here, let's do do a pine tree. And then another pine tree in the back to give some little bit of a feel, and I think it looks pretty neat. So that's just one way to do a mountain. Here we'll do some burial grounds, just add some dirt patches just to make it look interesting. But again, this is just one way to do mountains or a pile of rocks. It doesn't look like they're a repeating pattern, so that's kind of what you want to stay away from, is the repeating pattern stuff. So I'm going to show you some of the mountains. I made some prop mountains so I can show off some other cute little details. Now where did I put them? Oh, here they are. I knew I was going to do that. So here's one simple mountain. This is more of like a forest, pine forest type of mountain. Very tall. I stuck some little trees on top to give some forest perspective, and then added some grass and plants in the area to kind of help. And tall trees like the blobby tree also help in that aspect on some of the trees' definitions. But this is a very simple mountain with about almost all the rocks I think I used. Just about almost all the rocks. So we'll go on to the next one, a mesa one. So this is more western, and this time I used the shapes. So the shapes kind of go straightforward. You kind of build like this. It takes up a lot of shapes though, so it is heavy on people's systems if you're not a strong computer, but you do something like this to imitate the sand kind of flowing down. And then I add rocks in between. And I use more of the pointy rock of this kind to kind of jet up into the sand to kind of do this. And now keep in mind that mountains in the desert are usually lower in range sometimes, depending on the western theme you're going for. So I kind of go for that type of theme. Same, this is a little different, this is a little taller. And then, yeah, this is the mountain. Then last and third mountain is our snow mountain that I kind of experimented with today. And kind of showcase that you can do snow-capped rocks with the vanilla rocks. And that was kind of tricky because the first time I did this I had Construction Anarchy on. And then this time around I did not. So this one was a little bit more trickiness. It's like you take a rock like this. And you take this. It's the same rock, but it's at a different like size value, and you can slowly place it together like this, and you see it has just kind of bleeds and it kind of goes through itself. And I can kind of do it here too, just to kind of complete the other side. And voila, you have a snow covered rock with little bits of gray showing through to give it that look. So I kind of did the same here, and then I did little shapes here to cover the snow, and then trees to kind of finish out the well, the trees and stuff, whatever it's called. So this is basics of mountain building. Don't think there's anything else that I can enlighten you on, but this is pretty far, or not pretty far. But this is what my knowledge of with rocks and stuff. And so I hope that this little first episode of Parkitect University helps you guys, because yeah, I hope this helps. And there will be more episodes on this new little series on other aspects of the game, like path planning to roof design, maybe some building wall designs, and maybe some type of maybe trees and shrubs. I might touch a little bit on coasters and some other like little things. So I hope this again will be a cool little series. I'm excited to start it. So we can, yeah, I will then wrap this video up. Again, I don't know how to wrap these up, but okay. So I'll see you guys in the next episode of Parkitect University. Bye.